Hello and welcome to my review of Steven Soderbergh's Haywire, starring Gina Carano, Michael Fassbender, Ewan McGregor, and Michael Douglas. Haywire centers on a special agent named Mallory, played by the highly skilled Gina Carano, who is betrayed by her employer, played by Ewan McGregor, in order to save his own skin and several others who are involved in a conspiracy with this wealthy crime lord, essentially. So most of the movie is Mallory seeking her revenge against the people who betrayed her. Very simple spy movie plotline. So how is Haywire? Now, okay, let me tell you. Haywire is a solid, if unspectacular, spy film. There's definitely some great elements here, and it's certainly highly boosted by the spectacular directorial quality of its helmer, Steven Soderbergh. First, let's start off with the cast. We have Gina Carano in the lead role, who comes from an MMA mixed martial arts background, and it completely shows. Her ability in the action sequences is simply incredible, and the way this movie actually shows the action sequences I'll get into in a second, but just her physicality and versatility in terms of these fight moves is something we really haven't seen before, and it makes her much more believable than someone like a Angelina Jolie type, shall we say. However, her acting really isn't as up to par as her MMA fighting skills, unfortunately. She has this strange voice that I know is auto-tuned or the audio is messed with somehow for the film, but she sounds like a GPS. She really does. She has this strange monotone type voice, which it's not bad. It just really sounds like she's gonna go, "At the next corner, turn left, and then I will kill you." Recalculating. The rest of the cast is fairly solid, as Steven Soderbergh always gets top-notch actors in his films. Ewan McGregor, Michael Fassbender, and Michael Douglas all turning in decent performances, but nothing really above anything they've ever really done before. However, the storyline in Haywire really doesn't match up. It's a typical revenge spy movie, and it's solid. It keeps the movie going, but I really wish they had come up with something more original to bolster Carano's skills. One other thing that's kind of strange, even if it does separate the movie somewhat from other spy films, it has this strange, bouncy, kind of 70s jazz score that really doesn't fit with the rest of the movie. It just gives the film a strange tone. Like, it gives you kind of this bouncy feeling, like everything's going to be okay, and no matter how much everybody gets hurt, they'll all be okay in the end. And I wish that for this film there had been a greater sense of tension, and not so much trying to make a bouncy spy film. Another thing I didn't like about this movie so much is that it really reaches its peak in the middle. There's a fantastic fight scene between Gina Carano and Michael Fassbender in a hotel room that's really brutal and truly amazing, and then the rest of the movie, while still containing some decent fight scenes, really doesn't ever live up to the rest, to that. And it can't help but feel anticlimactic after that fight being so great. And I really wish that the opponent of this movie, the main villain of it, could have been someone a little more imposing than Ewan McGregor, so we could have gotten a more spectacular final battle that could have met and maybe even surpassed the quality of the Michael Fassbender fight or the Channing Tatum fight from the beginning, who I forgot to mention, but also gives a surprisingly decent performance. But what really excels Haywire into a film worth seeing is its action sequences. Haywire features several mixed martial arts sequences, and not necessarily even mixed martial arts, just action scenes, these close quarters combat scenes that are some of the best filmed hand-to-hand combat scenes I've probably ever seen in a film. Steven Soderbergh makes some great decisions here. First off, since Gina Carano is a very capable action star, he doesn't have to shoot everything so up close and shaky that you can't see what's going on. He moves the camera far back so you can see all of the action, and boy is it beautiful. You soak in all the brutal combat going on in this film. And also, he makes the very smart choice to blot out the music, so it's just the natural sound of these people throwing each other into things and smashing objects and smashing into each other, and it makes it feel more realistic, because it's a real fight going on without this crazy music going on in the background. And it really excels the feeling that you're really watching a fight going on. But overall, Haywire is a solid, if unspectacular, spy movie, and certainly good for a movie coming out in January. It's filled to the brim with solid action scenes. Gina Carano is not the best actress, but she's not horrible either. And like I said, she's certainly better than something like Angelina Jolie. I really saw this as the good version of Salt. It really improved on everything that movie tried to do, while not making it ridiculous. This is a fairly realistic film too, which I liked. But it's just a solid film. It's not anything you really have to go see. But if you're someone who wants to get into directing action films, this is really a film you should watch, just because of the spectacular directorial vision of Steven Soderbergh and just the way he films and choreographs these action sequences is really beyond anything that's really been shown off in a little while. So overall, I give Haywire 3 stars out of 4.